Sai Ram.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for having me come and spend some time with you this evening. So, as my sister said, my name is Bep, and I am a resilience coach, and I run a business called Thrive365. Is this okay, or is this too echoey? Is that okay? Hello, shall I carry on? If it gets uncomfortable, just say, and I can probably do this without the microphone as well. So, as Harpreet said, today we are starting a series of talks, and the one that we wanted to bring to you today was about well-being. And I just wanted to ask you guys a question. What do you think I'm going to talk about when you think about well-being? What might be some of the topics that I might be talking about today?
Mental health.
Mental health comes into well-being. Anything else? Food? Yeah, food can be something that's very important for our well-being. Exercise. Evian. Kindness. Okay, so there are quite a few different facets or components of well-being. But it is something that is the greatest gift that you can give yourself by having some commitment and some focus on your own well-being. And I can guarantee that if I asked every parent in this room, what is the most important thing that you can give your children, you will all say to me, good health, good education. You want them to have a good, secure life as they grow up. You want to give them every opportunity possible. But the one thing that your kids need more than anything is you looking after yourselves and having a really regular commitment and showing them how to look after yourself. Because, without you, they're not going to have the guidance that they need. And we all need to start recognizing the value of our own health. And that does encompass mental health, physical health, food, nutrition, diet. And the one thing I really want to make sure that we understand today is just the importance of making that commitment to yourself. Because you are the most important person here. And you need to make sure that you know how to look after yourself. So the 5 ways to well-being, and I'd really encourage you to Google this because there's lots of advice and YouTube videos and everything on the 5 ways to well-being. They were created through some studies that were done across the world. It didn't matter if you lived in a city, in a village, in a mud hut, in a very busy urban space. Wherever you lived, these 5 ways to well-being are universal. You don't need to have any money to adopt these particular 5 ways. So, as I share them with you today, I'd love for you to think about which one of these do I think I can adopt into my life easily. This shouldn't be something that's really hard. It should be something that's quite easy to adopt into your life that you know is going to make a difference for you. So the first one is to connect. Now, connecting, sometimes we don't even appreciate the value of connection, but connection with other people is a fundamental human need. We need to feel like we matter to somebody. And what you guys have here and how you come together as a community every Thursday is a beautiful example of connection. And to know that you're part of a community, that you're serving other, that you are doing something that helps each other, and the seva that you do, and all the seva, there's so much seva within this community, and it's something I'm really proud of that my family are part of as well. So connection is something that's really important, and we need to have one place or some place where we go that we feel seen and heard. And so what you have here is a really great example of that. But connection in our workplace, in our schools, in the teams that we're in, we need to feel some kind of connection in some way. So a lot of people that I work with will often say to me that they're quite lonely and they don't have that one person that they can turn to. So sometimes it's just really important that we take an active role in making sure that we have a connection with our family, with our friends, with anybody, where we feel seen and heard, and we can hold that space for somebody else as well. And actually, at the moment, that we have a really big challenge and issue across the world with loneliness. They're saying that loneliness is actually killing more people than smoking. So it is something that we know our bodies need, our minds need, our hearts need, some form of connection. And like I said, what you have here is a beautiful form of connection every week. Secondly, we have to be active. So we know, and we've talked about, exercise and movement. And I want to call it out as movement more than just exercise. Anything that you can do to move your body and make a commitment to yourself to move your body lowers the rates of depression, anxiety, and movement can be walking. It doesn't have to be that you have to join a gym. It can be something that you do very easily, but you just decide that I'm going to park my car a little bit further out when I go shopping. I'm going to carry my shopping bags. I'm going to get off the bus or tube that one stop earlier and walk. Take the stairs rather than the escalator when you have a choice. Any form of movement is really important for our well-being. For every single cell in our body, we need movement. And we can do that even at home, just taking some different different things that you can incorporate into your daily life. When the kettle's boiling, do some squats. It's very easy to start doing things. My husband taught me this. Balance on one leg when you're brushing your teeth. We lose balance as we get older. So incorporating these simple things can make a huge difference in how we connect with our bodies. Our bodies serve us so well. We need our bodies to navigate life, but often we don't nurture them enough. And so we need to find a way. So with regards to food as well, what you were saying, nutrition, become aware of what really works for you and what's right for you and your body. So nutrition, exercise, all of these kinds of things are really important. Number 3 is to take notice. So how often do we go through life at a really fast pace and don't even realise how we got from here to there? How many of you really took notice as you drove here today of what might have been happening outside, the traffic, taking the time just to pause and reflect? So the examples of taking notice is just as allowing ourselves on a day-to-day basis to pause and just be with ourselves and get to know what motivates us, what challenges us, what switches us off. Another really good practice for taking notice is gratitude. Does anybody here have a gratitude practice? Brilliant. And gratitude, and you can do this when we come to Baba every week and we just say thank you to Baba for everything that Baba has done for us. But if you start incorporating that into a daily routine of thinking about what is it that I'm really grateful for today and write it down, even writing down 3 things every day. And a lot of people do this as a family when you're having dinner. Ask each other, what was the best thing that happened today? Because it starts switching our minds to start thinking and looking for the good in our day. And when we have a gratitude practice, there is, science has proven that we start wiring new pathways in our brain. We are wired to look for problems. A lot of our thinking day to day is repeat from what we were thinking the day before. The problems that we see, the challenges that we see, we're naturally wired to look for that because we need to survive. And that's what our brain is actively seeking out every day. If you start looking or implementing a gratitude practice, you'll start finding new things to suddenly be grateful for. I'm so grateful every day when I get in my car and I get from A to B safely, and I say thank you. It's these simple things that you can start incorporating that can make such a huge difference in your day, because you'll arrive calmer and more at peace. You'll start looking for different things every day. So however we can implement something that allows you to stop and take notice is really important. Even journaling. Does anybody here do journaling? Amazing. And journaling is a practice that literally you just sit down and you just write anything that's in your mind. You can journal to a prompt. I'm part of a journaling community and we meet every morning 8:30 to 9 on Zoom. If anybody wants to come, please just let Harpreet know and I can send the details. And we have a prompt every day, but we don't have to journal to that. And we just know that there's this half-hour space, even if I only come for 5 minutes, I've got a space where I can come and I can be with the community. Nobody talks other than the host. And we just spend time with ourselves and we just get to know ourselves better. These are all the different things that you can do that help you take notice of what's important to you, what annoys you, what makes you happy. You just need to get to know yourself in that way. Then number 4 is to learn. So we all think that we stop learning when we finish school, but we have got a lifetime of learning to do. I am still studying. You know, I'm on courses all the time because I want to improve myself, and we've all got a natural hunger to learn and to grow. And our mind wants us to learn and grow. Our heart wants us to learn and grow. And if it's a subject or a topic that you're naturally interested in, then make the time to learn a little bit more about it. Every year, set yourself a new challenge. I did set myself a challenge, tried learning how to knit last year, and I haven't really got very far with that. But, you know, give yourself a new challenge that will just use your brain in a different way, and something that can just motivate you to do something, again, that will just, you know, give you your brain another attention in a different way. And then finally, number 5 is to give. And this is, again, when we get the chance to do Seva. You guys know what Seva is all about, and this is something that they have identified as a really beautiful way to support our well-being. But Seva can be not only what we do with Baba every week, but what you do for each other, what you do for your neighbour, what you do for your family. All of these different things are forms of Seva. Just how we can make the time to make a phone call to somebody that we know might be a little bit lonely. Anything like that where we give of ourselves to each other has been proven to improve our well-being. And we know that when we do something kind for somebody else, that we benefit too. So there's some real power in these 5 ways to well-being that can have a huge impact on your overall physical, mental health, and just give you a greater sense of peace. Sometimes that you're doing something actively, but I would encourage you to choose one from the 5 that I've shared today, and make a commitment to what you might do with that one that you choose, and share it with somebody. Because if we hold ourselves accountable to each other as well, then we've got more of an inclination to do something with it. So that was what I was going to share. Does anybody have any questions?
How do we make a start?
You choose one, and then I would really encourage you to share that commitment and say what you're going to do, but make it easy. So, you know, we don't want to say, oh, I'm going to take up running 5 miles a day or anything like that. Make it easy so that you can attach it to something that you're already doing, to incorporate it and start making progress, but then measure your progress as well. And if we share it with somebody that we know will hold us to account as well, then we've got a greater motivation and a commitment to achieve it as well. But start small and then let it gather momentum as well, because then there's much greater chance of you being successful with it as well. I've made a commitment to myself, and I'm going to make a commitment to you guys now, you can hold me accountable, to do some form of movement every single day. So today I didn't want to go out, it was raining, it was windy, I didn't want to go out for a walk, but I forced myself to go out because I made that commitment. Even if it's for 10, 20 minutes, I did it. And I think we just have to make that commitment to ourselves as well. But I would suggest start small, but then and tell somebody else about it as well. And a greater chance of succeeding. Okay. Thank you.